Robbie, win for the Rocks. Not really at their best, but good sides don't necessarily have to be at their best, but still win.
Yeah, no. Listen, a win's a win, but I think I'll need a month off to get through that game. It was so poor from us. I mean, listen, we made a few changes. A few players needed time to get on the pitch, and when you do that, sometimes inevitably, you are a little bit rusty because, you got the team who've been unbeaten and unchanged, got the impetus. But listen, we had to make a couple of changes to give some players some game time. It was just a difficult night for us. I just thought we were very poor. But listen, it's a good sign that we possibly would have lost that 3-0 last year. So it's a good sign that we can play so poorly, and that's not disrespecting Burgess, because I thought they had a really good game. And if I'm being honest, which I always am, I think they were very, very unlucky to get beat. Yes, we might have had more chances than them, maybe, but I think with the circumstances, the refereeing decisions and stuff like that, I just thought we were lucky tonight. And if we did get beat, which is, I don't like saying this, I wouldn't have been. I'd have been doing an interview saying, well, we got what we deserved. So I feel for them a little bit because they put a lot into the game and they made it a good cup tie, which was great. But it was just, we were just poor on the night. But listen, we've got the win. We're in the next round, and winning whatever level, it's league, cups, it breeds confidence. So we onwards and upwards, and like you say, we're disappointed. We've got a month off now, so we'll regroup. I mean, hopefully a couple of injuries. Obviously, Craney will come back into that. Calvin is tweaking a little bit. Jake wasn't 100% fit. Cookie's had a bit of a calf problem, so there was a few carrying a little bit, but hopefully we can get that month and regroup and then keep that momentum going, because we're not far off being really good.
You obviously talk about refereeing decisions. One in particular was the penalty. It's been saved. What was your view on the penalty, and in particular the miss by Tommy?
Listen, if I'm being honest, I don't think it's a penalty. I think Sam's been clever. The kids come out. It's inevitably, you sometimes at this level you've seen them given and you've seen them not given, and from their point of view I can understand their frustrations with the referee's decision. But I think Sam's done all he can. He's tried to buy a penalty, and you can't. If their players doing the same thing, I'd be saying the same thing. It's part of football, and the referee's just got to be big and strong and make the right decisions. And tonight he didn't really make all the right decisions. But that's not. I'm not criticising. I just didn't think he made some good choices. One
player that's come back into the squad is Keaton Wood. We've given man of the match, myself and Pete, to Joe Cook, but it could have easily given it to Keaton. I personally would have given it to Keaton, but it's gone to Cookie. Who would you have given it to? Because I thought Keaton was superb.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I was struggling to find a man of the match, if I'm being brutally honest. I thought Geordie was quite good at first half. It didn't materialise in the second half, but neither did our play really. Jake Flanagan's Jake Flanagan. Listen, we're just lucky that it's always hard, I feel, to get a man of the match when I think as a team you play quite poorly. So I'll just leave you to that to give that out. But yeah, it's a win, mate, and that's the most important thing.
Aston Lee, player of the month for the fans. I'm delighted for Aston. I think he's a cracking lad, so I'm just so happy for him. What's your thoughts on Aston being named player of the month?
Well deserved. I mean, listen, there could have been a few people. Well, it could have been quite a few people the way we've been playing. But Aston's coming on leaps and bounds, and I even said to him tonight. Even just when you see him come on tonight, he just brings that little bit more calmness on the ball, a bit more quality. Listen, and he's growing into himself. He's such a very good player, and we're delighted with his progression at the minute, and I still think there's still improvement in there. So listen, we're delighted, and so is he, and he's just got to keep pushing and keep getting stronger, keep getting better, because there's a proper player in there.
We spoke on Saturday, Robbie, didn't we? And we weren't sure what was going on. We now know it's confirmed that the season's been suspended for at least 4 weeks. What's your personal thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, personal thoughts is it's very frustrating. Is it understandable? Of course it is. While it's frustrating and while maybe it could be managed a little bit better, sometimes you got to act in these things. And if the virus is spreading at a rate of knots, and listen, they've got the science and they've got all the guidelines of of what it is, and some things baffle me a little bit. You know, you can't do outdoor sports activity, but you can keep universities up. I understand education is very important to everything, whether you're a young child or whether you're an adult or in your teens and you're trying to educate yourself and get better. But you know, surely if the source of the virus spreading is something to do with COVID, you would expect them to shut down that. I mean, I don't get that situation why everybody can see that the high rate of spreading the virus is through universities. So why keep them open if we go on a lockdown? Because you not mean to tell me that the people who, you know, if you live in the north and you're going to a university in Bristol, do you not think you're going to go down to the local shop and get some loads of booze and then go back to your dormitory or go back to your room and then start having a party inside your dorm? I just don't get it. If it's a lockdown, you know, for me, while I respect that obviously everyone needs education, universities for me shouldn't be open.
And you'll obviously still be in contact with the players. What will you be saying to them? Because obviously we can't train. That's not going to be allowed. What's your message going to be to the players? Because obviously you and Jack, they're still under contract. So what's your message going to be to them?
Simple, really. They've got to look after themselves. They've got to take it. You know, the good thing is restaurants and pubs are closing. So while
Brilliant.
You know, while it's it is a lot, and I don't, you know, I'm not making fun of the lockdown and stuff. I'm just trying to say, from our point of view, hopefully Brad will keep himself out of the fridge. But no, no. Listen, they come back. The lads are really great, and Brad's done absolutely ever so well to get back into the condition he is. He still needs a little bit more, but it'll get there. But we'll speak to them regularly. We'll keep them updated. We'll give them programs to be fit, and. Yeah, we'll monitor that, and I'm pretty sure we've got a good set of lads. And one thing I think is that I can vouch for. Yes, we don't play very well every week, but we have got a young, fit squad who do go to the end, and you know that's so important for us.
And I don't know if I asked you this question on Saturday, but I will ask you it now. We're not going to speak for 4 weeks, so quite simply, final question: what's your message to the fans heading into lockdown and the 4 weeks with no football?
Message to the fans is thanks ever so much for your support and dedication. You've been a credit not only to the football club but to themselves and their families. They come out in the hundreds every week, win, lose or draw. They're fantastic supporters. They're real people and real supporters. And from a personal point of view, I can't thank them enough for how much they do for me and for the team and for the club. And yeah, they're so important to this football club, to this community, which you've seen. Obviously with the fundraising and things like that, they're just special people, and you know, like I say, I'm very thankful. But also, on the other side, the bonus is I don't get to speak for you for a month, so I'm absolutely over the moon with that. Because while you are good at your job, you do annoy me at times, but never mind.
I love you, Robbie. Top man, Robbie.
Top man, Lee.
Cheers, Robbie.